One question mark?
Hello, one and all, and welcome to this week's feature match. I'm your humble host, Esper Rivers, and today on call we have the wonderful, the foiled out, Mono Red Menace, Dave. How's it going?
I'm a Dave.
How are you doing today? Is everything going all right? You had a long day, it sounds like.
I had an excellent day. It was long. Sister-in-law was in town, but it was an awfully hot day here in Portland, so we decided to escape to the pool and then had a wild hair to go try the In-N-Out in Ridgefield, Washington. So drove up there and waited in line for a non-zero amount of time. But got
Non-zero.
some burgers and we're victorious. So,
Heck
you
yeah,
know,
we love to hear it. So today we have a wonderful match. It's actually a partial mirror match with our buddy Patrick on the left with Dimir Terror and you, Dave, on the mono blue version on the right. For those unfamiliar with the matchup, do you think you could explain to the folks at home what both of these decks are really trying to do?
um, okay, so in short, no. Uh, because I am classically a mono red player. This is like that is my jam. That's what I've done for a long time. I recently concluded a data set, which I love talking about, but regardless, I needed to change. I was like, you know what's good? Snakes. You know what beats the hell out of me when I'm playing red? Eight Hydroblasts. Cool. Seems good against the meta.
Yeah, no, that is I see. I've been playing a little bit of Cog Gates recently, and just having counter spells is so powerful in this format. It's the reason to be playing blue really.
Just
Um,
saying no is fantastic. And as someone who plays Fire Blast, that's not an option for me.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so yeah, as the usual mono red player, how was piloting this deck? Now we're not going to try and spoil any of the results of this game, as it does go to a riveting game 3. Um, but how are you feeling
Exceptional match.
going into this mirror match? How are you feeling?
Firstly, Pat's a great player, so it's never excellent for me to be like, oh, there's money on the line. Oh, hi, Pat. Like,
Yeah,
this isn't easy. And so that just it makes it a little bit more fun in the competitive sense. But that being said, like I knew what he was on. I knew that there was going to be some like who's the beatdown choices,
mm,
and like having like reviewed this match because I wanted to do that before like you and I got on a call.
yeah,
Um, it's imperative that like those kinds of choices, like not what you play, but how you play, actually really matter a ton.
for sure. Yeah, we see. So you won the dice roll, and Patrick actually has to go down to 6 here. We saw
Yes.
that they put a Gurmag to the bottom, I think, which is just a correct choice.
Oh
Like,
God,
you
that's
know,
awesome for me. I
yeah.
have no knowledge of like I was not paying attention to that while we were or while I was reviewing it. So
We start off with a
yeah, good luck to the
brainstorm
bottom.
on Patrick's end step here, and Patrick's gonna spell pierce it. How does that feel? Because you were probably trying to dig for something good.
I want to say that I had a cryptic serpent in hand at that point. So really it being countered was something I was okay with. And I
Oh, the
and that
boomerang
was
on
my
the land
plan
here.
anyway. Yeah,
Yeah,
so like I was trying to play ultra tempo, and I had hoped that he would lead with a tapped land, obviously. Again, with a
yeah,
little bit of knowledge of knowing what he was on, I was like, oh, I would love to bounce a contaminated aquifer. That'd be sick.
yeah.
But
That
yeah,
that is one of the things with this matchup where it's like, I do I do think the Demir Terror deck is actually pretty favored here, at least game 1, like with the unexpected fangs in the main and like Gurmags and other things. Snuff out, really good
unexpected
card.
things is a beating.
Yeah,
I don't see snuff a ton in the main, but unexpected things will ruin your week.
yeah. let's see. Is there? They have. Yeah, we have three snuff outs in the main here. But
Oh,
no,
God
being able
damn
to.
it,
Yeah.
seriously.
Along with, let's see. Um, no, it's tough. I think also the main thing is sneaky snacker is gonna be such a player, right? Um,
Well, so yes, 100%. And we joke when well, yeah, I'm postulating aggressive islands at this point. But at some point soon, there will be a joke that he'll actually play Snacker, and I'm like, oh, Snacker the bad way, huh?
yeah,
Which is fine because it's still a recursive blocker. And the only thing that my deck does, or sorry, this deck does, this isn't my deck, is play 5/5s with no evasion.
yeah. Okay, huge counter war here.
So
Goes for the
this
snake.
is big.
You fire a counter
Yeah.
spell.
And
They go to counterspell that, and then you have the dispel in hand for it.
right. Now, notably, I have one, two, three, four, five in the yard before this
Exchange.
Lorien.
Yeah. Oh wow. And
Oh, well, no,
also,
after the exchange, I have five. Now,
yeah.
now I'm sitting at six.
And also, yeah, being
So
able to come out of that counter exchange, winning the counter war, and then being able to immediately fire off a hard cast Lorien reveal is like exactly where you want to be. If you were like down in the matchup just naturally, you're back. You're way ahead.
absolutely. And I untap with gusto because of that. I'm like, oh, cool. This is good. Yeah, cool. You're shuffled. Sick. Let's go. I have things to do. like, there are some times where it's okay to be tapped out as a blue player. So that was my opening snake, where I was like, okay, I just have to get there. And then after the counter war, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's neat. That sounds good. I'd love a free four damage.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Another dispel, but for the snuff out is just like that. Just hurts. That just hurts as the
Yeah.
Dimir player. It's
No,
like the cards that are good are just getting countered left and right, and it's like okay.
well, and the funny thing is, I was over here like at the beginning of because this is my first run with this deck.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sitting here like in my car, being like, oh, God, Dispel, really? Is that good? Like, I mean, coming off of 64 matches of Mono Red, I'm like, I would much rather have Envelop. No,
Right.
Dave.
And I think another wow, trying to
So
counter
we
the
have
cast
we have
down, but
another.
then
Oh,
Patrick
yeah.
has it.
Hmm.
Patrick has it. I think like the thing with this
He
spell
does.
is us as Magic players, we love to maximize efficiency, and instants are just so much better than sorceries. Um, and that's the whole argument for why you play Boomerang instead of sleep.
It's the snacker play I was referring to earlier.
Oh
But
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Instead of what's Demon Furior. Demon Furior is a
Demon Fury.
sorcery, but the thing is
Sorcery
it's
bad
not,
card.
but it's not countered by
Mm-mm.
dispel. So like
It's not.
which and that's why dispel is
Which
so good though. It's because Magic players like playing good cards. Dispel targets good cards.
mhm. It does. It does indeed. And I couldn't have agreed with you more before the Deadly Dispute ban. And the only reason why I have to try and scrabble for ground now is because I will not accept Demon Inferior as a better card than Boomerang.
No, and that's so real. I think they're just
Oh.
they're so different. And we could talk about bounce spells forever. I just think that, but this snacker on the table, and then it looks like we're getting
And
a
now we're getting to Maggie.
yeah
So
dredged Gurmag
you
Angler
wanted
is
to
coming out.
talk, yeah. You wanted to name her Maggie, begrudgingly, I guess.
Well, you were going with
I
Gurmy,
love
which
this
Gurmy is
card.
also a good one.
Yeah, it's what it is a really, I'm not trying to demonetize you, a really messed up card.
Messed up
I
card, of
love
course,
the
yeah.
art. It is horrible. It is a 5/5 for one. And when it does not behoove me, I don't agree with it. I don't think that's fair.
You know, I see. That's the thing. I never thought for a long while. I always was like Dimir Terror. Oh, and the second snacker coming back is huge as well. Um,
It's not great for my math.
yeah, and it's just so much like the reason Chrysalis is so good in the Terror matchup is because it creates two guys and also gets bigger. And
Yep.
half the reason like half of it is you have chump blockers for the terrors, and they just can't get through because you don't have any trample or flying or any of that. Um, and like
When
snackers,
Chrysalis is also two mini fogs,
right? Yeah,
it's bad.
and same
Now,
and effectively
here's
snackers.
Sleep of the Dead. This is the reason why this deck works, I think. And for anyone to choose to cut Sleep of the Dead, I would say have you shuffle this deck up more than twice. Because this card alone wins me the match. And I'm not trying to be like spoiler alert, but like literally, it is that important that like Counterspell is a card that wins you matches.
Yeah,
This is a great card. Watch for it. I get playing pretty fast because I get tense.
yeah, and
And
technically
when I get anxious, I try to I try to slow down, but I don't.
yeah, and so
There's a
we're gonna
couple
show them tapping down
finger guns.
the snacker and the Gurmag, and technically they aren't stun
Thank you.
counters, but just for clarity, you know,
It's
the
better. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, like it, and I think I remark here on like during the match, I'm like, yeah, they're not stun counters because like I can't proliferate them, and then we talk about how screwed up that is.
But oh yeah,
We're like,
with actual stun
yeah,
counters, yeah. No,
well,
freaking cryogen
thanks,
relic, man.
Cryogen Relic. Like,
Exactly,
exactly.
dude. Yeah, so they're going to the next turn. They kind of got time walked, at least in the combat step. They just got Stonehorn Dignitaried by your Sleep of the Dead.
I
Um,
still feel on the back foot at 18, by the way, because I only have one more activation on Sleep of the Dead from my yard currently. I only have three other cards that I can escape.
and like that's the thing.
So
You were able to tap down Patrick's creatures for a turn, but you had to spend 5 mana to do that. That's a lot, especially when they're going to cast
it's a
a cast down
lot.
for two. Like that's just okay.
Yeah.
Um, so
And then we're counting again, we're doing the thing,
oh my
and
god, the Gurmag
Gurmy
got shuffled
volume
up to the
two.
top from the bottom.
Is it?
That's
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Is there are only two?
There are only two. There are only two
I
Gurmag
am
Gigglers.
exceptionally unhappy.
We'll get into the deck lists when we get to sideboarding, but the,
Awesome. I'm very excited.
yeah, your mono blue list is pretty stock, but this Dimir list is really nice. I'm a big fan of what Patrick has going on here, um, especially just for this matchup. Like yeah, it's 7 to 18, but like look at the board state. Like this is just it's
I'm aware. I take 14 on this crackback, I believe.
yep, that's
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. I have six untapped islands, and the only thing I'm
and
doing is trying to create psychic damage.
the unexpected fangs from hand though is gonna do the most psychic damage. I feel, except the counterspell. You have it. You good. You're
Yeah.
chilling.
I mean, I have to. No, I am not sure. I just took 14 to the face. The fact that it wasn't a, what is that, 19-point life swing was because I had one thing.
Yeah, and I do believe the life total
There
there
we go.
there
Yeah,
we
yeah.
go. That's why. Yeah.
I'm I was like, wait a second. Yeah, this isn't good. Things are bad for me right now.
Yeah, and you
I am in
play
despair.
yeah, because you play 16 islands. Having that many in hand is a little bit like,
Yeah, no.
but
And the discourse, like, in that match reflects that, where I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I don't have any other relevant cards that I can draw except Island.
yeah,
Fabulous.
but bringing up Patrick's list here, we have two Gurmag, four Snacker, four Terror. Noticeably, two Deep Analysis. We've got three Snuff Out, one Suffocating Fumes in the main, two Fangs, Unexpected Fangs, a Bajuka Bog, um, six tapped lands actually, two Ice Tunnel, four Aquifer, which is more than you'd see most people playing just because you can search with Lorien. But I guess
Yeah,
hard casting Snacker is the bad way to Snacker, but it's honestly not the worst thing in the world.
no, it's never. It comes into play untapped when you cast it.
Right, yeah, and it's just a two
I
on five.
knew
It
that
trades with
crazy
Delver. It
thought.
trades with Delver, and it's very good.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
pain in the ass, is what it is. And so, like, when it comes into play untapped, um, Alec, who is another one of our, Pauper grinders, uh, they often play a deck where they can play Snacker, and then I'm like, damn it, why you got to do that? Again, it messes with my math. Like, my
yeah,
expectation is that that card comes into play tapped.
Yeah, and in the side here we have two annuls, an Arms of Adar, two Dispel, three Duress, an Extracted Confession, which is definitely being put in here, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Four Hydroblast and two
just
Mal
one,
Spellbomb.
just one extracted confession.
Just one, which I think might be
Cool.
like a little make it a little easier for you, but even the one is just very good. I'm thinking like
It's
I
backbreaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think Nile Spellbomb is quite good enough. I don't think Graveyard hates what you want to be doing, so they're probably just bringing in either Dispel and or a Duress. I'm not sure how many, depends on what they're cutting. Um, but like definitely cut the Fumes, cut maybe two Spell Pierce for Dispel. I think that's reasonable. Um, but yeah, what going into your sideboard, what are you really feeling for this matchup? Like,
So I have a lot of feelings. And in fact, actually, I'm going to just open up my sideboard so I can hold it, and
yeah, you're
then we'll
good.
talk about our feelings.
No, because you got
Because
the
there's a reason I don't pay MTGO. Like, I want to do the thing.
yeah,
So unfortunately, my 8 blasts not going to work.
utterly useless here.
Neat. Completely useless. So what I do is I bring in a Giga Drowse and an Echoing Truth.
No Murmuring Mystic.
Oh, nope, that's I didn't de-sideboard from my last game. That's still in my main. Or
Yeah, you're
yes,
good. We got one Murmuring Mystic in the
because
side here, which
I'm
is
missing.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I maintain 3 boomerangs in game 2, and then go down to 2 boomerangs in game 3.
Interesting.
Um, yeah, because I feel like on the play at that point, they've got kind of that expectation to keep a better hand or like a worse hand just in case because I kind of gibbed them game 1.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Um, yeah, being because that's the thing, being on the play versus on the draw here, I feel like is super important as well because of like who will have the first mana to cast a Spell Pierce or a Dispel.
Well, yeah, and the fact that I'm playing all untapped lands
Yes,
is absolutely huge.
massive
That's the
actually.
reason why I started playing mono red as opposed to Rakdos Madness, which I will say is probably a better deck in the blind meta. Rakdos Madness is.
Yeah, I think you're right
Um,
about that.
but like, holy hell. Just being able to be like, oh, hope I draw a mana source. Oh, look, what does that do? That taps for red. That happens to be exactly what I need.
Yeah, I definitely think Pauper players really like to get cute with their land base. We got the Tron players, the Gate players, the Bridge lands, but like it's just good old reliable basics. You know, that's just where it's at, really.
It matters sometimes. And as a 5 color Niv Mizzet simp, like there's literally no other way that I can be like, well, there's no I just play Island and then pass. There's no better play in Magic.
Yeah,
You just should do that.
and
If you want to expound upon that, awesome.
for sure, part of why like the mono blue deck, you think, oh, mono blue control sort of vibe. No, it is a fast deck. The fact that Terror can just come down and like on turn 2 possibly is insane. But just the fact that you're playing lands untapped, whilst like this tap Bajuka Bog comes down, yeah, exiles 2 cards, but it stops them from playing possibly a 2 mana spell, and others, and
So
like having a cast down up, or having the counter
perfect.
spell up, right? So it
Okay,
allows you to be
so
so much
that is
faster.
a very heard. Sorry, I have to jump in
No,
because
you're
it's
good.
happening in real time with the Bajuka Bog. But like, um, I didn't consider the Bajuka Bog not being a swamp,
Mm.
um,
Ooh.
because like to avoid the cast down, because I had exact math for 2 snakes,
Yeah, okay, for sure. Also, this very
and
interesting play here, spell piercing with you having 2 blue open, you decide
and
to pay
I
for it.
pay for it because I have the math down.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Bajuka ruined me. But I was still like, you know what? I think Plan A is better. let's keep going on what I was trying to do because I would have been at like four snake discount at this point, sans Pajuka Bob.
Yeah. Patrick's gonna search for an island or probably an ice tunnel of some kind. Nope, just a basic. And off that mental note that you did pay for, it is a little tough beats milling that Delver into the graveyard. Like that's the thing that gets the mono blue terror decks, and even just this Dimir list runs mental note and thought scour as well. But just I feel like it's what makes the terror decks balanced is the fact there is that little bit of RNG there when you do those mill effects without pondering or brainstorming beforehand. You can just
And
really get
yes,
hit by
no, for sure. And F in the chat for my buddy, because Delver Delver is a part of this deck for a reason. Um, on the opposite side of the RNG, like coin flip, is that when you just open up like Island, Delver, Island, Mental Note, other cards, sure,
yeah. You
like
just win.
let's play Magic. So again, like I go here, I am sitting at 5 in graveyard, I believe, for my double terrors.
Yeah, one, two, three. I think it's just four because you got the island and the delver in there.
Is it 4?
Yeah, I think it's four. Because the mental note, thought zero, thought scour, counter
Oh
spell.
no, the white bordered ponder got exiled from the damn Pajuka Bog, which is
Yeah.
still ruining my math weeks later.
Yeah, and I will say also, speaking of border, these cards you're playing are absolutely gorgeous, Dave. Tell us
Oh,
a little
thank
bit
you.
about that.
No, well, firstly, I love basics. I think that one of the most pure expressions of how one plays Magic is like pick your basics, pick the ones that matter to you. Like, do
Mm,
you just love like call time basics? Awesome, go for it. Um, I get really excited about basics, and so um, I go collecting.
oh yeah. The and even these
um,
counter spells, every single one's a different art. Like, Lord.
yeah, so this mono blue terror list is not yet the same craziness, but the the mono red madness list that I ran for months had 16 different, or sorry, 18 different full art foil basics in them, aside
Oh,
from a couple notable exceptions, because I just like seeing pretty cards. And at no point do you get to see more cards than the island that you fetch for.
oh yeah, for sure. And we see on the opposite side here, Patrick getting the RNG bad luck, milling over the unexpected fangs and a Talarian terror off the mental note here.
Don't
In
think I could have been happier.
Yeah, right. It's to cast the Gurmag Angler, but like, hey, at least it doesn't have lifelink. Um,
Absolutely.
right. And even that exchange beforehand with you debating on hard casting that serpent for two. Just not hard. Well, I guess hard casting, but yeah, just casting the serpent for two. Just making just taking the guess that Patrick didn't have the counterspell when he just did. He had it.
And sometimes you just have to play through it. And
Yeah.
like I feel like this is a good deck transition for me as someone who was again playing aggro, but like is also now playing aggro tempo. Where like I am doing things where like okay, well it I think it's best for me to counter this mental note or like counter this brainstorm. Like I we both have finite amounts of card advantage. I'm pretty sure he's not on more than one Monarch creature. So like the chance that he's going to just overwhelm me pretty minimal.
Yeah. And actually,
I have to
there's
keep
actually
parity.
fun thing about this list is they aren't running a single monarch creature.
God damn it,
Not
really?
yeah, not a single one. Which honestly, I think the Demir lists that are running, like you have Snacker, such good evasion for and such good blocking for keeping the Monarch, but I feel like the Patrick is really focused on just the tempo plan that like the basic Terra is,
Yes.
except you have the cast downs, you have the snuff, and if anything, snuff out is one of the best tempo cards imaginable. Yeah, you're paying
No,
4 life for it, but it's just free. It's free.
I'm playing islands, not lightning bolts. Like, 4 life is okay if you can figure yourself out after that.
1000%,
But
especially
here,
with the fangs in the main too.
uh, which again, I did not know until it was too late. And that was a really horrible realization for me.
Yeah.
But I got a couple snacks down right now, which
Yeah,
is
no, that's
good.
nice. You were able to
They
get them
were
to resolve.
protected. Yeah. Um,
Speaking of the snuff out,
yeah.
that is the thing. It's not free
Yeah.
here. Terror, that ward 2, holy. 4 life
Yeah.
and 2 mana. Oh, and we're going to do
So
another one.
good.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
second, and I think I might be laughing here because, like, I'm okay with getting, what is that, 80% of a terror? They do five, he takes four.
Takes 4
Okay.
or more. Yeah, it's not the
Like,
best
that's
math,
good enough.
but it's good. It's good enough. Delver will round it out a little
Have
bit.
to do anything, which is the neat part.
Yeah, and
Right?
if you don't flip your Delver here, I will be very disappointed. Is it just oh no, you know that what's on top right
No,
now. Like okay, come on.
no.
We
We've done a thing.
brainstormed. We brainstormed. We did the thing.
How
Does
does he do it?
it does really suck when you brainstorm and it's just like you don't and it's your last card in hand. There's just like terror land. You go well, I can cast these soon, but I can't flip my Delver.
Oh, don't worry. That's been my last 7 matches after this.
You went what's the both of these players are 3-0 at our local store, the Clubhouse in Beaverton. We at Portland Pauper we play all sorts of we play 3 times. I play 3 times a week at all across the Portland metro area. It's a very great
I get a
time.
solid 2 times a week, which is great, which is 8 matches a week. Love it.
More than a lot of Pauper players can say. Like sometimes people are
Tons.
just settling for a monthly, right? And that's how you got to go. But
No, consider ourselves hashtag blessed or whatever. Like, I mean, we're doing what we can to encourage more of that. And until I can get like a, personal sponsor to like make sure I can quit my job and stuff, uh, like,
we need the full pro
two,
league.
3 times a week is what I can do. Yeah,
Yeah, Pauper
exactly.
Pro League. Here's a question for you that you might maybe neither of us have the answer to. Ponder
Well,
versus
Dima.
Preordain. Um,
So I'm running the preordain as a singleton because I could not find an extra ponder, and it's really pretty.
okay, so you wanted to run Ponder.
That's all.
I see the list online running Ponder. Why particular? Guess because it sees an extra card, right? Like without having to draw it immediately, you get to dig a little bit deeper for that instant or sorcery.
So it gives you the opportunity to dig a little bit deeper, yes. But hypothetically, if you do have instants and sorceries on the top of your library, or you're in the mid to late game where you have more lands down than you do in the early game, because duh, um, your opportunity to see cards that you would like is higher. I don't mind having the preordain in there because also it flips a mid game delver.
Yeah. Oh, and the Echoing Truth to return it. You get that tempo win
Yes.
with the Terror and the Delver there. That's game 2 wrapping right up. Um,
Yeah, that was a tough one. It was a nail biter because I had a lot of math to do.
yeah. No, Patrick really did like try and control that game. Like they basically did. You just drew out of it. You just drew the snakes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you have to do in the matchup, right? In order to
Lord
succeed, you
of
have
Lords
to.
is a great card. When I island cycle it, I always feel bad because I'm like, wow, that was 3 cards.
You just threw down the drain for 1 land. My God.
Throw it away. I'm not running Archaeomancer, and like, don't tempt me because I would. I am that bad of a
Archaeomancer in
deck
terror.
builder.
Oh,
That bad of a deck builder.
I see. That's the thing. I'm so biased towards Archaeomancer. I feel like it wouldn't even be that bad. It'd be okay. Like one of Archaeomancer in Terror. Like people play Murmuring Mystic. It's like you're fine.
No, one Mermaid Mystic is excellent. That Archaeomancer would be literally anything else, and it would be better.
Yeah.
Like, opening up that Archaeomancer is as bad as opening up, like, 2 Lawless Giants and a Dread Return in Spy. We're like, oh,
Oh
wow,
yeah.
cool. I wish none of these cards were in my hand.
Yeah. No, oh man, blue is just such a I feel like in Pauper it's like you either want to be in blue right now or in red right now because you get like obviously there are other stuff like Spy and Jund and Elves. Oh my God, there have been so many Elves players at our store. Um,
I know. Elves
yeah,
is a really hard matchup because sometimes they just beat you.
right. And they just beat you into the ground. You just can't do anything because Quarian Ranger is busted.
It's
Um,
so good.
and but like with the blue blasts and red blasts you get in Is It colors, it's like I this tournament I actually played again. There were four. There were like three terror players that night. One of them was playing Is It. You on the mono blue, Patrick on the Dimir. Like there are so
Oh
many
yeah, huh.
options.
There are lots of options, and the deck is very fun because you can like choose a list, and that kind of dictates an entirely different deck style and like play pattern. Just based on what flavor you want to go. Because like, Is It Terror plays crazily different from Mono Blue, plays crazily different from Dimir. And even though they share, some many cards and a name, they are far from the same deck.
For sure, they play differently. There are different speeds of play, of course, and just
Oh yeah.
and that's like the payoff is the same. You're playing 5/5s for 1 mana, and that but there are so many ways to do it.
Oh no, for sure. But I would like to highlight, or to go back and highlight what you were saying before, on the Pyro versus Hydro thing,
Yeah.
where like this is a very I don't know, it's a tight scale, I feel. And as someone who has been like, oh well, I'm the only player who's playing Bolt in the room, and there are probably 70 Hydroblasts in board like around me. I'm like, well, cool. let's let's go, fam. It'll be fun. um, yeah, like that is tough. But I think that there are some decks that, and pilot depending, that you can, just kind of ignore the hate and just play whatever it is that you're doing. We have
Yeah.
a player in our local meta, who is exceptionally talented at Fae,
Oh yeah.
and they were able to pull off in a brood scale meta. I think like a silly 20-0 in matches or something like that over 2 weeks
It was
or
insane.
3 weeks
It
or
was
something like
insane.
that.
I gotta get this guy on the show. Uh,
Yeah,
talk about Faye. Well, once we get a Faye game in, I'll get him in here. But yeah,
vomits in a bucket.
we're
Sorry,
going into game three.
we're buddies. It's good. Yeah, so this is game three.
Both of you going down to
Yeah, put a
six.
pin in that.
Patrick on the play here leads with an
We both had
island.
horrible openers, and I think that we were commiserating on the fact that neither of us had a really excellent proactive game or
For
like
sure.
game plan. Um, but I have islands and other spells,
Yeah, and
which is good.
when half of those spells are cantrips that will get you more other spells, it's fine. Like lands and
Yeah,
spells keepable.
this deck is so like weirdly Xeroxy, where it's like, cool. I don't even care what I mental note. Like the I, the pragmatist in me is like, oh, I should put cards of the flashback in here, or I should put a copy of Dragon Wings because like it technically works on paper. No, Dave, just mill whatever you want, and then play snakes with counter backup. Like it's a
Yeah.
very simple game plan. Like don't make it more complicated.
Yeah, and
Ruin your opponent's life with tempo. Go to the next match.
I think that is also a thing here where Patrick is playing the deep analysis. Obviously, I think that is a thing you take out after game one, because you do not want to be paying more life than you already are with Snuff Out. Like you're just paying you pay so much life with this deck, assuming that your opponent isn't gonna beat you down for 5, 10, even like 13 every turn.
I was gonna say, yeah, even in increments of like 3 or 6, like it gets awkward really quickly when you're paying 4 and 3 life with Snuff Out and Deep
Yeah.
Analysis. And I love Deep Analysis. I do not love Deep Analysis in this deck at all.
Yeah, really. Okay, interesting. I think It is the thing because I think with the Dimir list and also the is it lists, the okay, counterspell brainstorm again here and then dispel to protect it. Brainstorm
Yep.
is a good card.
Excuse me. Yes, it is. It is Brainstorm is an excellent card,
Yeah, and
and being able
well,
to like even without a Delver out, like it's just with the advent of Lorien revealed and or like land cyclers and landscapes to shuffle your deck, like holy crap,
yeah,
is that a good card?
and being able to sneak a peek at Patrick's hand while they were riffling through for the brainstorm, like you were both like talking about how you have like not great proactive hands. This brainstorm just gets a sneaky snacker and a Tolarian Terror. Like, just immediately, I'm back in the game. I have a plan. I know what I'm doing. And
And the
just
light in his eyes is not something I'm looking to like deal with. So I think that's why I have the angry Delver Slam here, where I'm like, yeah, cool, let's go.
yeah,
We're
and that's
doing the thing.
especially when you're like, dispel is so good because it counters counterspell for one less mana. Like it's just
It does, yeah.
oh, in this matchup particularly having
So
that nuts there. Like oh,
neatly, preordained sets me up with the Delver flip
that's good. That is good.
as opposed to Ponder, where like that may not have or not may not have been a thing, but like you
It's
know,
tough because you'll see a ponder and it'll be like a mental note and like two land. Well, mental note and two lands is fine, but like it'll be like a counter spell and two lands, and you go, I probably want the counter spell, but also it's two lands and I have no action in hand. Right? So it's like, do you get the
and
double
this
flip?
is
Do you
where I
shuffle?
need another 100 reps of the deck
Right? Yeah.
because like those are the nuances that I am now not now, but like
Another
I am
countered brainstorm
seeing.
here. Oh my goodness! And then a counter spell for that. Wow. I think brainstorm might be one of the most countered cards. Looking at this match, you'd think, oh, this card wins me the game. They're trying to counter it every time. When
It
all
does though, and Pat and I understand the power of like seeing what I guess like what the future lies, as it were. Where like I need to keep him off actual card advantage.
yeah,
Or sorry, like card selection. Like he can have as much card, he can do the deep analysis thing. That's fine until he actually like comes to bat. Like I want to run him out of resources as quickly as I can when it matters. And when he's trying to set up his next draws, I think that is the time that it matters.
yeah. I
And
will
I
say
have
though,
pressure on board.
after yeah the double, and that is the main reason why I think like the counter there is still fine. I think after the first the fist bump there, I don't know what that was about, but um but no, the after the first brainstorm resolves, after like being dispelled, I think I would let the second one resolve too, just because they've already generated that good card selection. I would rather save the counterspell for Tolarian Terror, but like who I again, this deck is like there's a lot of nuances, especially in the matchup, right?
I mean, there are tons, and like every single time I lose to a blue black deck, which has been the majority of my mono blue terror losses, I get to learn a new facet of how quickly this deck can just turn around and kick you in the face.
Yeah. And speaking of, the sneaky
Um,
snacker is going to come down the not so great way. When turns out it's a fine way. It's 2 mana for a 2/1
it,
flyer.
yeah, and you know what? It coming into play untapped very, very blocks my bug man,
Yeah, beautiful
and I
art on the
dislike that.
insect too. Very beautiful art on the insect there. That's nice. Um,
Yeah, trying to get most of those, but I'm trying to come by them locally, so.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, it's not gonna be able. The beautiful art's not gonna be able to get through this sneaky snacker here. Sleep of
Oh.
the Dead though, that will.
I think the discourse there was that, hey, are you going to attack your bug into my fairy? And I was like, yes, but she's going to go to sleep first.
The aberration is just gonna sneak on by
Yeah,
and get through there, just trying to get as much damage in as possible because the longer this game goes, the more advantage Patrick has.
100%. Like, if I can't close this game out immediately, well, I have felt like I'm on the back foot.
Yeah.
and it's a bummer because I have not seen a boomerang.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have liked to have done some actual tempo stuff with that. Um,
Spe-
and or at this point just bounce the goddamn snacker.
yeah, especially yeah, because when the snacker's in hand, it can't come back, or at least like not the
Exactly.
good way. And also Patrick being one land behind already just because of natural draws, makes it like having those boomerangs would be real nice on those tap lands.
Oh, 100%. Yes. Like would have been absolutely game changing 3 to 4 turns ago.
Yeah.
But now we've reached the impasse where like he's good. I'm having to tap out for card advantage because the only real card advantage that this deck has is Lorien Revealed. Everything else is card selection.
Yeah, and when you're going to cast a Lorien Revealed hard cast on like turn 5, you have 5 lands. Turn 6 here. It's not the it's not where you want to be. You want the game to already be basically over with several snakes on board, so it's just kind of stabilizing.
Yeah. Like I said, I was on the back foot and happened to rip Island and
Delirium
Terror
Terror,
off
yeah,
of my Lorien. Yeah.
which sounds
Which I was
great.
like, oh, well, I should do that then. So I did.
Yeah, and again, your graveyard's full though. That Sleep of the Dead is ready to come into action here.
You're fighting.
So
Yeah, and
Patrick's
that's
gonna break
another
in.
reason why I really wanted to fight over the Telerian Terror, and not Sleep of the Dead, like anything else beforehand, because casting Sleep from hand costs 3 when you're targeting a terror, but it's
Mm,
5 from the graveyard.
yeah, no, that actually that checks out a lot. I didn't even think about that.
5 is a ton.
The ward,
That's a
man.
lot of mana. Yeah, they're
Oof.
like, no, it's great. I play that card too.
Yeah, I need to see. That's the thing. I have the deck built, but I just there's so many people play it in our meta because it's just such a fun, for one, fun deck, but also just such a good deck. And yeah, you're gonna pay that 3 from the hand to tap down the terror. See if it gets resolves here. I believe Patrick has 1 card in hand. Could be a brainstorm though,
They
and
have
it's spell
one
pierce. It's a spell pierce. Yeah,
single.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and instead of tapping 2 mana for it, you're gonna counter it, which
Yeah. Which I think is a mistake,
yeah, I think unless you have exactly counterspell in your hand, I think this is wrong.
which I do not.
Yeah, so it's but maybe it's bluffing that. Who knows? Maybe you're actually the greatest of all time.
I was gonna say, like in the moment, I felt really good about it. But what I did is just kind of go off a pre-existing plan, and I was like, oh, spell pierce. That's like the counter spell that I was saving up for. Fabulous.
Yeah, and just like it feels good, especially on game 3. Like your brain goes, "I want to cast my cards," because that feels like I'm winning. Um,
Yeah.
which honestly, fair enough. The it gets pressure. There's a lot of pressure there when you're both 3-0 and and you're in game 3 here. Like the board state is like pretty even. Life total is a little
Yeah.
bit like honestly oh, okay, you're gonna get in there, bring Patrick down to 6, so that's real
Yeah.
good.
But
Um,
specifically throwing away my Delver for the snacker, I assume he's going to get back with, something, and he's
yeah.
got a ponder.
Which
So
actually, honestly, if this ponder whiffs, the snacker might not come back, just because it was the last card in
if it
Patrick's
comes back,
hand.
it comes back tapped, which is
True. Yeah.
again that's the reason why snacker is quote unquote bad, and the reason why I hated on it for weeks while I was playing mono red because I'm like, this card is horrible. This card comes into play tapped. I'm playing aggro. What am I doing?
Yeah. But the long game with the fairy there, oh man. And Patrick's taking a long time on this ponder here. I'm very curious on what those cards were. Like, I wonder if there was a snuff out in there that he was debating on. Because that could be
Yeah,
interesting.
yes. There's a quick conversation at the end of the game of what that was because we were talking actively about how damn hard Magic is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is something I wax poetic about often where I look at my hand and I'm like, wow, Magic is really hard. And that's part of the reason why I love the game.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
like, I open up a hand of 7 and I'm like, even in a deck where I've played the same list for 200 games in a row, I'm like, God, this is really neat and kind of a Like, I don't even know what to do here.
Well, I was gonna be like, oh, this is really neat. Mulligan.
Right.
you know.
No, if only I would keep so fewer one land hands if that were the case. But I am bad, and I'm just like, nah, we can do it.
I feel like the skill curve on Magic is infinite. You can just keep getting better, keep getting better. New cards come out, new things to evaluate. Hoping to do some tier list stuff on this channel, do some other discussion videos besides just
Awesome.
gameplay, which will be very fun. Um, and yeah, no, this game it seems to be coming to a close here. Okay, Patrick decides, puts that card on top, draws it very slowly, goes to cast a
Bum,
Gurmag.
bum, bum, bum.
Big fish slamming down on the battlefield.
And I'm just like, I am racing in my brain. I'm like, oh my Lord, what kind of math is this? Like, I have two open. I honestly don't even. I don't think I'm bluffing a counterspell. I think, yeah,
Yeah, you just brainstorm.
yeah. I'm only brainstorm because, like, why not?
Yeah, it's the end step. You gotta search for something good. That will
I
be.
think this is in response to Gurmag.
Oh,
Not
I
that
see.
that matters at all, because like the whole postulation was that I'm going to counter whatever threat you have, and I was like, oh, let me just brainstorm in response
And
to
that,
find nothing.
yeah, no, that's that's the thing. I think I was behind you watching you brainstorm this, and I saw the cards and I went, oh, okay, that's just those are just not what you
That
want to
doesn't
see.
matter. Like,
Yeah,
that's awful,
the
Dave.
death.
That's horrible.
Yeah, the desperate brainstorm is always the worst
Yeah,
brainstorm. It always feels so bad.
it really does. But then we get to a point where I like, oh, I remember what my cards do. Neat. Um, because Sleep of the Dead, holy crap. That's a great card.
Actually, insane card.
It does a ton. Well, I mean, firstly, I think Escape in general is part of the reason why Underworld Breach is an excellent card in CEDH.
Yeah,
Because it turns out being able to cast rituals out of your graveyard is broken.
yeah, and also
And
just
even if you could just like tap a thing,
and
right?
honestly, that's the thing because there's flashback is one of the best mechanics ever made. And the downside of flashback is that the card gets exiled after you recast it. Escape does
What if
not
it
do that.
didn't?
Escape lets you cast it as many times as you can afford with cards in your graveyard, which is going to happen here. You're going to exile 6 cards and pay 6 mana to get in there, bringing Patrick to 1. And you'll still have enough for next turn to tap stuff down if Patrick can't find an answer to this.
And so my math here is that if they keep 155 open, which they do, and then just like keep cracking back with everything they have until I decide to block. But then I keep casting Sleep of the Dead.
And that's game.
And that's it. Yeah. It's like there is no there's no out for Sleep of the Dead unless you're looking at like an elves board or but we're both playing like value terror pieces. We have 10, 15 creatures tops.
Yeah, and
You
Patrick
know,
really just needed like a hard counter spell there, which was just not in the cards.
or a removal spell. Like he had options to draw. We got to a point where we're both like just in the dirt, like just scrabbling for card advantage, and like I think the second handshake was just like, oh, wow, what a great match, man! Like that was super fun.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
there we go. Thanks
very
for
fun.
thanks for coming on, Dave. It was wonderful watching your match. Hopefully, we can get Patrick on here in the future just to talk about some Magic. Um, so yeah, feel free to come back next week for another feature match. Go ahead, go down in the description, see some links to the deck lists, and go ahead and like and subscribe to Portland Pauper. We do all sorts of Pauper content featuring games that are local game stores in the Portland metro area. We're trying to build community, trying to build Pauper in the Americas. Um, and
It's
with
fun
that,
here. Thank you for
yeah,
the invite, Esper.
for
Really,
sure.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I will see you all next time. Have a great night.
Cheers.
Bye bye.